I've done probably 6 sacred passages altogether in very different places. Chiricahuas in southeast Arizona, several in Colorado, one in Arches, Utah. This is the first one here in Baja. They've all been very unique, special experiences. People talk to me about, so why would you do something like that? Why would you pay for it? It's a very legitimate question. I mean, of all the things you could do, that's what you want to do. The very first trip I did, I wanted to do because I just needed quiet. I'd been working really hard. I was sort of mid-stride in my career, even late career. I was exhausted and I needed rest. And I needed to be left alone. And that was in Arches, Utah. And I remember going out quite late, getting set up. I think it may have been dark, but the moon was out and you could see. And found a nice site. And I woke up early with the rising of the sun, and reconfigured my tent and sleeping bag, and it was probably 6:30 in the morning, and I realized my day is done. My to-do list is done. And it was such a gift to say that's all you are going to need to do today, and then just let the day roll and roll and roll. In my experience, there's nothing like this block of time where there's really nothing you need to do, and you're fasting often, which sort of takes away all the mental thought about meal prep and what am I going to have to eat and what am I going to have for dinner and all this sort of thing. You're just fasting, and so you're very much present with the land. And my experience with it is it's a wonderful, unique way to fully relax, fully become present. And you can tell when you're present, it kicks in, and all of a sudden you become aware of not just the big things that may be happening around you, but all the little things. It really kicks in, and you become very quiet inside. And it's a beautiful experience, and one that I have held on to and relive and hold very dear in my heart. I'll also say, in addition to getting really quiet, it really opens your heart. There's something there you sort of realize beneath all the noise and the activity and all the doing and speaking is, I love this world. I mean, I just love the world that we live in. It's such a gift, and you start to realize what a beautiful gift it is. And animals remind you of that, and the sunsets remind you of that, and the stars remind you. Everything all of a sudden becomes quite beautiful. And for me, it was a way to open up my heart that a lot of other sort of devotional practices that you might encounter somewhere else don't. Those didn't resonate with me. It felt artificial. This field felt for me very natural. Because it makes sense. I mean, we are nature. We're part of nature. We are of nature, and so just to be very immersed in it, it's quite beautiful. The other remarkable thing is, for me, there's no hiding your stuff. I mean, if you're bringing stuff in, you're going to obsess about it, and until you can quiet down. And John gives a lot of practices you can do to sort of help yourself quiet down, but there'll be a process of going through that. And it's not always totally pleasant, but it's always worth it. And sometimes, particularly earlier on, there was, one of the big ones was in the moment. I didn't bring anything in, but it's like, wow, it's the middle of the night and I heard something and I'm scared. And just, okay, you're scared. Or whatever it is, you heard a call and I don't know what that is. I'm scared, or I'm anxious or nervous. And just having that opportunity to sort of nakedly face those is very powerful. Priceless, truly priceless. I mean, it's it's amazing. And John and Brad and others go to enormous lengths to find places in nature that are open and receptive and giving and protective. I've never felt like I wasn't safe, that I wasn't in an envelope of protection of some kind. I just felt very well protected, not only by the people who put it together, but also by the land. And the land becomes very special after a while. I think the land gets used to people coming onto it in a form of devotion and being very quiet and still and respectful. No fires, not harming anything, not shooting guns, it's like, this is a life I like. And I think the land gives back to you. I mean, you can really sort of start to feel that pulsing. And so it's a great gift. This passage in Baja, I don't know why it took me so long to get here, but I wanted to come. And Brad describes this as his happy place. And that meant a lot to me. It's like, okay, that means something. In all the places you've been, this is your happy place. I've always liked Baja, and so I was curious. And so we came here, and it's truly, I felt like I was on another planet. I really did. It is gorgeous. It is beautiful. The ocean is beautiful. The wildlife is beautiful. The weather is perfect. There weren't any flies. There weren't any mosquitoes. There weren't any sand fleas. There was just a blissful, wonderful place to settle in. And you can work on practice, or you can just be in the moment with nature. And it's reminding you all the time, just stay here, be with the waves, watch the birds flying over. All kinds of wonderful sort of reminders to be present. So, and also I guess I would say I have found that my being able to drop in is getting easier. And dropping in here I think was easy because it's just gorgeous and there's not a lot to worry about. I mean, there's no bears. There's nothing like that. So I just found it really easy to drop in. I could have stayed much, much longer. But what I want to say is, I talk to people about this all the time, and truly people think it's a little bit crazy. Some get a spark of interest, and maybe I'll go. And I've had some friends actually come, and it's been really sweet to see them come. But it is so different from anything I have ever encountered, or most people have encountered, and so powerful, so simple. It's very simple, really. The notion is incredibly simple. Setting it up, I know it takes work, but the experience is really simple, and I think it just plants all kinds of seeds that begin to affect how life starts to unfold for you. You know, how's life showing up? How's the world showing up? And it starts to show up, I think, differently. And you see different kinds of opportunities, and you start to, I mean, John will offer all sorts of teachings. I mean, I was kind of kidding him last night. We get a lengthy 10-page menu of options, and so pick one and explore it. And maybe 6 months later, pick another one and explore it. You can find what resonates with you, and they're all powerful practices. And in the end, they all kind of, I think, interrelate and connect. And you can't go wrong with your selection. I mean, pick something, and if it resonates, good, go do it. So I wouldn't trade the experience for anything. It's transformed my life. Talking certainly from my wife, and many people I've known have gone through it. It totally transforms your life, and I think it's a particularly good thing to do if you're at kind of you're feeling like you're at, well, one of two things. You're either just sort of lost, I don't know what's happening, or you're in an obvious transition point. You're in a transition point in your job or some significant relationship or something. Just to have the luxury of all of that quiet time, all that time being present, being open-hearted, and being with beautiful people. I mean, it's the other thing I always love about passages is who shows up and why. There's a lot involved in making the decision to come and actually get here. A lot. And so by the time people get here, it's just so interesting to see. And because it's, not a casual thing, there's a bonding that happens just right away, no matter who these people are. I mean, incredible bonding. And I think that, I just have always liked that and find it very inspiring, and the connections start to unfold. So, of all the experiences in my life, I think this is the most transformative experience I've ever had. Truly, in terms of change, not changing the path I'm on, in the sense of minor directional changes and this next steps and life planning kind of stuff, but just totally changing the way I feel about life. It's fantastic. So getting here is always difficult. There's the location issue and the camping issue and all the questions you have, and with most of our life and certainly most of our ordinary vacations, we want all the detail. Most people want all the detail, everything laid out, and what's it going to be like, and how's it going to go, and all that sort of thing. And the beauty of this experience also is you will have enough information you need to get by and flow. You won't know exactly what's going to happen every step of the way. And so part of the, I think, angst and difficulty in making the decision is, I don't know exactly how it's going to go, so I'm not comfortable. You shouldn't let that stop you, because that's the whole point. It is not having all the detail and allowing the experience to unfold and seeing what's possible there. Because if it's all laid out for you, it's not going to happen. You wouldn't want that. You'd be disappointed. That's one. The other thing is, I came out of a corporate business background, and it would be very easy to sort of dismiss this as, it's not important, it's nothing. Huge mistake to do that. And I think part what got me over the hurdle of that, and I spent some time thinking about that, I don't know, is I was aware of peers, I knew people in my world who had done it. And I respected them. I thought, wow, if this person's done it, I've always wanted to do it, but if they've done it, maybe I could do it too. There was a person on my board of directors who did it, and that blew me away. It's like, really? Okay. So the very first one, I needed some kind of affirmation that this is still close enough to my world that it's going to be okay. I think most people are kind of like that. They kind of, who are these people? I mean, it's a wild idea. We're going to do this, and we're going to be in nature, and you might want to fast, you might want to, and well, can I trust these people? And I mean, it's just a reality. So for those who are considering that kind of thing, can I trust it? Is it real? Is this a ripoff? It's helpful to know of people that have done it, and certainly I would be happy. I think anybody who's gone through the process would love to talk to anybody who's curious and say, "Hey, you want to talk about it? Love to talk about it. People could all your fears, concerns, doubts. my wife is here in Baja with me, and we both invited a good friend to join us, like one of my best friends and one of her best friends. And it was interesting. And so they had an opportunity to, oh my gosh, what about this? What about that? And just talking through that. What do you need? Here's some just basic stuff. I think that was really helpful. And stuff may come up. I mean, that's the other thing I guess I would say is if it doesn't work out, you want to do it, but something just didn't work out, hold the idea. Don't give up on it. And if you really felt that, you can trust your heart, for sure. If you're feeling that tug, that longing, trust that, and then, there'll be another opportunity that comes up, and maybe it's better for a variety of reasons. But don't just sort of say, oh, that didn't happen, and move on to the next thing. I mean, really, really, trust your heart.